What's going on, everybody, on YouTube? How's it going? Smoker Joe, we're here back for part two, Quest for Glory, the first. I'm freaking excited. I recorded some Red Dead Redemption 2 for you guys last night, but the audio, when I converted it over from FLV, which is the format that OBS records in, to MP4, after I remuxed it, which is basically you're converting it. The audio, my voice audio, it transferred over, but the game audio is not. It's non-existent. And some funny, cool stuff happened too, and I was excited. I wanted to share it with you guys, but it didn't even work. So I'm there's I can't. You'll see the if I did upload it, you would see the funny stuff, but then you wouldn't hear the dialogue from all the characters and things like that. You wouldn't know what was going on. So I just deleted it. And we're going to go ahead and do some more Red Dead tonight. Probably after we do some Madden on Twitch. And I'm in the middle of doing some laundry too. So we got a lot of stuff going on. We got some chili cooking in the kitchen right now. Gonna eat some chili sometime in there. And, we're trying, man. I want to pump out some qualities, not just crap. I want to pump out as best as I could possibly do for you guys going forward. And as I think I touched on briefly before, we're leaving Twitch behind, in the middle of February after my 4-year anniversary. We're going to be completely on YouTube when it comes to videos, to our vlogs, to our video games, to our live streams, to our recorded stuff. We're going to have a lot of stuff here for you guys. And I want to make this kind of like it's a TV channel, I don't want you being like, oh, well, when's Smoker Joe coming back? I like his content, but he's never here. And my goal is to be here for you guys as much as I can. And if that means sometimes you might get 2 or 3 videos in a day, well, that's a great day. And the only thing really that stops you from doing that kind of stuff is my editing skills aren't where I want them. Anything I do in life, I try to make sure it's to a certain degree of quality. If it doesn't meet that, I throw it away. And I don't want to give you guys shit just to keep, having new videos out. But we're going to make sure that, we get our editing up, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to make an intro. We're going to have, even if I have to pay somebody, and there's going to be different intros for the different types of segments. So it's going to feel kind of like a TV station, but, obviously Twitch does the commercials and whatever, or excuse me, YouTube does the commercials and whatever, but it's going to be basically like a TV station without, 90% of the commercials. And, we're going to do everything we can to make sure your experience here is as enjoyable as possible, because I enjoy what I'm doing, and I want you to see that. All right, so we'll go ahead and we're going to continue. We're at 103? Or was that 103? Or did I save it? I just saved it. Oh, yeah, okay, so I actually do have 103. And if you remember from yesterday, the last thing I did was I gave the 50 apples to the frost giant Barugi, who came in through the cave, and he said basically, he was going to trade me a gem if I gave him, enough food to fill his, his hands. And giants are pretty big, so he got some big hands. So 50 apples did the trick, and now today, what are we going to do today? Oh yeah, we're going to do a little bit of fight, and we're going to show you some of how the combat worked in this game. We're probably going to do a lot of combat. I'm probably going to grind some of that. And you might meet some of my favorite characters from the whole entire series. I'm thinking that you probably will. And we're going to have fun with it. There really isn't any more thievery type of stuff to go on in this game. You sneak and you pick locks and stuff. But they're really, this is back in the day, games weren't huge. They weren't as big as they are today by any stretch of the imagination, So they didn't really have the room to just give you open worlds and stuff like that. So this game really only has this town, but it has the forest and different points of interest in the forest. But back in the day, hard drives were super tiny compared to today. I think my first hard drive was 450 megabytes or something, maybe back in 1990. I want to say 92. So this, there just wasn't room. So that's why, they kind of had to compress everything and do the best they can with what they had, And I think they did a great job because some of these older games are my favorites, and that's for a reason. And, nostalgia plays a factor into that, but there's a big reason that a lot of these games are some of my favorites, So we'll go ahead and get into the game, man. Enjoy yourself, sit back, relax, put on some headphones if you want, and here we go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Let's see. What do we? We need to work on. Okay. Oh yeah, the weight. Okay, we're good on the weight for right now. We got the gem. Let's go ahead through the forest a little bit here. And really, I don't have a map. There's maps for this forest, but I don't have one pulled up. I'm just kind of going off of memory. Let's see. Is this the way to Erasmus's place? Yeah. All right. We're first. So the first place we're gonna go here is we're gonna visit Erasmus. Now he's a mainstay in the series. He's in Quest for Glory 1, 3, 4, and 5. I believe. You'll find out. But Erasmus is he's a wizard. He's a mage, a magic user, and a lot of the event he has his fingers in a lot of the events that happen in this game. He's a pretty cool guy, for sure. His jokes are kind of lame, but he has a familiar. A familiar is for a wizard is like your companion. And his companion is a rat, and named Fenris. And so, Erasmus and Fenris, you see them quite a few times and throughout the series, but they, they're pretty cool characters. You'll see, and Erasmus. Oh yeah, he's in Quest for Glory 2 as well. The Wizard Institute of Technology, WIT. It's a play on words off of MIT. All right, so let's go on up here, and we'll talk to him a little bit. He has a game up there that he likes to play called Mage's Maze, I think it is. But I never knew how to play it. There's no real rules to it that I could. I mean, I could probably look it up and stuff like that, but I don't know. I just never had. And you can earn a spell, Razzle Dazzle, I think it is, and by playing. But you get it anyway later on in the series, I believe. Once we do a magic user or something like that. And I'm not even sure which one I want to be a magic user in. I'm thinking maybe Quest for Glory 4, because that is my favorite Quest for Glory, and that has ample uses for your magic. It's really cool. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get to that game, though, because I'm going to play 2, which is my least favorite by far, and I never actually played all the way through that. So, it's because it's clunky. It's weird. You'll see, man. You guys will see it here. You'll understand, and hopefully you'll be able to relate. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because it just the environment's cool, but All right. A sign appears. It reads, "Willkommen auf Zauberg." Is that German? Another sign appears. It reads, "Trespassers will be towed." And it spells toad, like a frog, toad. All right. So then here's the little spoof off of Monty Python here coming up. And while you're climbing the mountain, you could view everything. What a great big beautiful sky. It looks a bit like a purple mannequin. Purple mountains majesty above the fruity plain. All right, so you look around. All right, so there's a gargoyle guard up here. And you'll see how it feels like Monty Python here in a second. You feel as though you've just scaled the Matterhorn in full armor. What a climb. You can see all of Spielberg Valley from here. After you finally catch your breath, you see that you have reached the rather eccentric-looking house that you saw from below. There's an ugly gargoyle above the entrance. Stand fast! He who would the wizard see first must answer questions 3. What is your name? Jonathan Davis from Korn. Nice to meet you. What is your quest? I just happen. Okay, there's some hilarious stuff. I just happen to be in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop by to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe. I want to be a pirate. I want glory. Who do you seek here? Amelia Earhart, Erasmus, Fenris, the Wizard of Oz, Dr. Livingston, I presume. Some of these references are a little bit older, obviously. Alright, so Erasmus. Sure hope he got his pizza order right this time. The wizard will see you now. Go directly up to the tower. Do not dally. Alright. Alright, so let's go. This room is full of odds, ends, and stuff. The wizard must be a real character. The poor stuffed peacock seems bedraggled, worn, and overused. It's the famous Duncan dragon. You haven't seen one of those in years. It was a moderate, large, and fearful dragon at one time. There is a strange figure on the bookshelf. It looks like an overgrown rat wearing a wizard's hat. Your eyes are drawn to the eyes of the figure in the portrait. His intense stare is unnerving. This would not be someone to trifle with, for he looks subtle and quick to anger. Erasmus likes to keep his suits well ironed. Alright. Let's go on up. And then so you see the warrant portraits. Come in and sit down. Fenris, our guest has arrived. Cheese, please. That's the fetch spell that he uses, by the way. Ah, since you are a practitioner of the magical arts, you might be interested in a little game I have. Do you know the spell open? No. Too bad. You can buy a learning scroll at Zara's shop. You really can't play the game without it. Okay. And then sometimes he picks up his glass and drinks some tea, and you can't talk to him. Do you know the difference between a cheetar and a comma? No. Cheetar has claws at the end of its paws, and a comma is a pause at the end of a clause. I am a wizard of some renown. What am I, some sort of object? Am I invisible or something that you talk about me behind my back, in front of my face? Sheesh, no respect. It's hard to take anyone very seriously who wears such a ridiculous hat. If magic be the loot of life, play on. The quote was music, not magic, and it was food, not loot. How about magic makes the world go round? Money makes the world go round. Oh, very well then. To put it in my own words, magic is the essence and the soul of life, and the wizard is her poet. Actually, it was Merlin who said that first, but he used the term magician, not wizard. Fenris, there are times when you would look better as a newt. Why is that? Because newts can't talk. Neither can most rats. Baba Yaga's good at curses and shape-changing spells. She has a nasty temper and doesn't believe in safe hex. So it's best to stay. As a kid, I didn't know what that meant. Really. So it's best to stay on her good side. You have to watch her. She cheats at cards. So do you. She started it first. Besides, I wanted her to get a taste of her own medicine. Shame she still beats you. The curse of Baba Yaga placed upon Baron von Spielberg was a fine example of creative cursing. Upon von Spielberg and all his clan, this the curse I now demand. What I will excuse me. What I will shall come full measure, so shall ye lose all that ye treasure. Of course, the problem is that for every curse there is an equal and opposite counter curse. A counter curse is a curse for a curse. It usually works against the one who cast the curse in the first place. The counter curse for the curse of the Baron goes, come a hero from the east, free the man from the beast, bring the child out from out the band, drive the curser from the land. So to break the curse, a hero must get rid of Baba Yaga. In addition to all the other things, it does not reflect well on Baba Yaga. Nothing reflects well upon that ogress. She has a face that would break anything but a magic mirror. There are many types of magic mirrors. One of the most common types is the one that has a strange face popping up every so often. Reminds me of the one in the master bedroom. That's not magical. No, but it does have a strange face peering from it whenever you are in the room. At any rate, I used to have a nice magic hand mirror I misplaced around here somewhere. It could be used to reflect a spell back upon the caster. If you happen upon a small gold magic mirror with a dragon handle on it, you'll know it's mine. It was the flagon with the dragon. The mirror had a leer. Oh, that's right. Well, if you find a magic mirror with a face on it, you'll know it reflects spells. Never met her. I only built the vacation home here a century ago. We're asking about Arana. I mentioned her a bit yesterday. She's a main character in this thing too. Arana has a nice little magical meadow in her name, northwest of here. Pretty respectable spellcaster, I imagine. The protection spell she casts over the town is fairly good, but I believe she missed a few places. You're just jealous because the only thing anyone named after you is a soft drink. I thought that Erasmus's Razzle Dazzle Root Beer was a wonderful name for a product. It's a shame the company went broke afterwards. We're asking about a protection spell now. Arana's spell prevents the use of excessive violence or hostile magic within Spielberg's walls, with the exception of a couple of places. Looks to me as if she missed the back part of the alley. That's why those thieves yesterday were able to do what they did, And the spell only applies to areas in town above ground, so not the Thieves Guild. Pretty shoddy if you ask me. So if you come here first, that's a big hint that there's something underground, obviously. He wouldn't have mentioned it. Let's see. Basically, anyone who uses magic is a magic user. Anyone who casts spells is a spellcaster. However, to be a wizard, you need to have undergone initiation into the Wizards Institute of Technocery in the land of Shapir. Magicians and sorcerers are wizards who specialize. I myself strive to master all aspects of magic. Unlike those narrow-minded specialists, you wouldn't want to lose your amateur standing after all. I prefer to think of myself as a dilettante. Does that mean that you tease pickles? Do you know which has more legs? One cow or no cow? You're right. No cow has more than 4 legs. These are too easy. You need to complete your quest here before you can become initiated as a wizard. So they're hinting at the next game. In this game, the Shapir, the desert. It's important for a magic user to know as many spells as possible. You never know just what might come in handy. What's there to say? For a rat, I'm a really great guy. Although for such a great guy, you're really a rat. Erasmus is my familiar. Isn't that the other way around? Familiar is my Erasmus? Well, I've always found Erasmus to be overly familiar. No, I mean, aren't you my familiar? All these years and you still don't know? See what I'm saying? They have really good wordplay back and forth. It's cool. It's cool. All right, so now we gotta we can ask them about the Mage's Maze, I guess, or brigands. They are supposed to have a warlock working with them. From what I've seen, he's more an nincompoop than a necromancer. So we asked about nincompoop. He laughs too much when he casts his spells. That's because his jokes are funnier than yours. Oh. So we'll ask about warlock. The only thing I've seen the brigand warlock cast is sneezing powder. So we'll ask about necromancers now. Isn't that the vampire who fell in love with throats? No, that's a necromancer. A necromancer is a magic user who has a rather unsavory relationship with corpses. Does that mean a necromancer has ghoul friends? It means a necromancer is someone who deals with the undead. Canasta with cadavers and spades with shades, eh? Do you know what time it is when Otto walks through your door? Otto's the goon, the sheriff's goon. No. Time to get a new door. Alright, so then we could try to leave. The only way we can leave is just by getting up. And he just casts you at the bottom. Not in my house, you don't. Alright. So that's, there's no other way to leave. Like, I don't believe, you can't just be like, okay, I'll take care. He casts you down. And you're at the bottom of the mountain. I do believe you might get strength or vitality vitality went up for going up the mountain, but our stamina is just spent. So we can sleep here for an hour, get our stamina back. All right, okay, and now let's go back into the sneaking position. Oh, he came before we got into. Okay. Hostile intent is evident. You prepare for battle. It's kind of generic. You just do like little slashes out and stuff. He blocks the shield. You can move out of the way of his attacks. And it uses stamina. Every one of your moves uses stamina. So I don't really dodge too much. You search your opponent. 4 silvers and carefully place them in your pouch. Alright. Alright, let's go this way. Because we need to find, Arana's garden. It's somewhere over here. I believe, is it up? There it is. This is Arana's Peace, I think it's called. Arana was a powerful spellcaster. And she comes up often in the series. And in the 5th game, you have the option to marry her. The meadow lies covered with a blanket of flowers. Unusual for this early in the spring, it's warm, even though surrounded by the late snows of winter. A large carved stone lies flat on the ground. You feel as though someone gentle was watching over you. You feel that you are safe here. The air has the fresh, clean scent of the mountains, accompanied by numerous perfume-like fragrances. Alright, so then, let's take a fruit. The sweet, juicy fruit of the tree is amazingly satisfying and refreshing. Alright, so we can take some flowers. As you pick a variety of the sweet-smelling flowers, they seem to glow in your hands. You put them safely away. You take another handful of the lovely, fragrant flowers. That's all you could take at once. If you remember, the healer needed them for some components for potions and things. Alright, let's look at this rock here. The large stone appears to be ancient and deliberately placed. Marks carved into the stone almost look like writing. Alright. So we don't have no amount of physical effort to be able to move the stone. So we have to come back here because this, you could open this stone. Actually, it's like a door, and you could get in there. There's a spell in there. All right, and then we'll take you over here real quick to show you where we need to go. We're not fighting that guy yet, but we're going to. We will. Okay, we'll fight the Saurus. Oh, Oh, he got me. He got me again. You're so exhausted. Everything you do hurts. All right, let's run away then. Wrong way. We didn't have any stamina. We shouldn't have fought him. After some rest, you feel better. 16 out of 36. All right. So we should probably see if we can rest another hour, maybe. All right. So now it's getting dark. We'll sneak. Oh, there's a monster coming. Whenever you go to this screen and your ability to sleep is grayed out like that, that means there's somebody coming. It's a brigand. I don't know if we can fight him. 31, 26. Shit, we'll try. We want to see if we can pick up some stones. I wanted to, he's really fast at blocking. And you can see that he takes a few hits for sure. Oh my god, come on, man. Oh. Got him. You search your opponent. 13 silver coins. Those guys, they take a lot of hits. Way more hits than the goblins and the sauruses. Alright, so our strength went up, our agility, our vitality. See? So, because they're harder opponents. Our weapon use. Our stealth is at 100. I think it's maxed. Because each game, you basically get to put... Once you get to 100, that skill is maxed for that game. But when you import your character into the next game, it carries over. If you choose to import your character. But if you do, your stats always start out better if you import your character. If you don't, you still obviously get to make a character, but you'll never have those stats unless you put all your bonus points they give you at the beginning into that stat. So we need to work on getting this stuff as close to 100 as we can. All right. Oh yeah. So it's 1 stamina. Oof. After some rest, you feel better. You don't want to rest. Oh no, that thing. No, 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 no. We can't fight that thing. Just so you know. Not right now. And not really ever. Because the dagger doesn't have the range of a sword. And, I mean, if you get enough magic points, you could just blast them with fire. Just boo, boo, boo. You know? And then he'll eventually die. But the dagger won't reach. Because his tail, he shoots like electric from out of his tail at you. So you're never able to really get close enough to stab him with your short dagger. So that's why I just never really fight those guys.
Hi.
Hi. Are you okay? I heard you in there crying.
I'm fine, Daddy.
Are you okay? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
What happened? Huh?
I need to
What? You wanna say hi? Come on.
Wait.
Come on.
Hi.
All right. Say hello.
Hello.
Aw. You got cuckies on your face. You got cucky eyes.
What? Cocky eyes.
Uh-huh. Cocky eyes. That's right. She remembers. I don't know if you ever heard the song Hungry Eyes. Whenever I clean her eyes, I say cocky instead of hungry, and she remembers the cadence. It's just something. Whenever you become a parent, you'll develop things like that. Because she loves music. That's most of her learning, since she has Down syndrome, is from music. And she learns better, through a little bit of repetition. If you do something and you show her a few times, then she picks it up, and then she's fine. But she learns faster through music. If you turn her learning into songs, she's fine. Huh? You love music just like Daddy, huh? Here come that music, got that music, just like music, huh? All right, wave bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, gotta go back to work. Here you go. Work.
Wait.
Yeah. Work.
Wait.
Zug. Dabu. Sorry. World of Warcraft, Warcraft noises. Your command, master. What you want me to do?
Are you okay?
Alright, so we'll sleep here. I don't know if we can sleep here all night. I think we can just sleep a little bit. We're going to we'll just walk, We need to be here. But not during the night. It's during the day. And that place is a little bit harder to find. So we're going to, what time is it? It's not yet dawn. So it's getting close to the time where these things are going to be active. Too impatient to rest now. All right, let's go. Are they up yet? Yeah, there they are. It's spitting out the seed here, and they just traded back and forth. Not exactly sure why they ever did this. I mean, it took me. It was just random that I found this place, really, because I don't think there's anything that tells you. Oh yeah, I guess if you go to the Dryad first, she tells you to get these items, and they're in the forest and stuff. But you don't know where. All right, so we'll find a place to climb here, and put our hands out. Hey. Eventually, the seed will come, and you'll catch it. Put the seed in your pack and climb down. Now the flowers they open up. So they're done. All right, so we can sleep for an hour, go back. So there's one down. Gotta make all my hits count. Once he starts blocking, I gotta stop. There's two down. I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna make it. All right. So you don't get the loot, obviously, because you didn't do it. But I wanted my stats. It still helps your stats. See, my weapon use, strength, agility, vitality, and luck. And I really don't think luck even really does nothing in this game. There's a Dryad of the forest we have to get to. Oh yeah, we gotta get the magic mushrooms here. At night, fairies dance around here, and you could dance with them, and it increases some of your stats and stuff. And they give you fairy dust. We have to come back here and do that. The beautiful white stag is foraging for food. All right. You seem to have startled him. You follow the stag into the forest corner. You feel as though the eyes of the forest are watching you. You watch the stag, fascinated with his grace and beauty. There's something special about this place. The majestic white stag is an outstanding example of the beauty of the animal kingdom. Huh. You better alter your strategy. The trees mostly just beach about their more poplar neighbors, or pine for the fjords. Okay? That's all trees. That's awesome. The tree woman speaks. I am the dryad, keeper of the woods. Are you one with the woods? And you say no. Like, nah. I burn them. Yes. Then you shall aid me, and I shall aid you in your quest. Bring me the seed from the spore-spitting spira of the north, that I may plant it elsewhere in order to preserve these rare and magical plants. Thus will you become a true friend of the forest. I detect that you have in your possession such a seed. Are you willing to give me the seed? Oh yeah, baby. You can have all the seed you want. There you go. You drop the seed in the dryad's limbs. Now this will boldly grow where none has grown before. Star Trek. Obviously. Heed now my words, friend of the forest, and heed them well. Friend, you must know that there is an evil in the valley which perverts the ways of nature. The prophecy says that a hero will bring a young human from out of this darkness. If you are the one to accomplish this task, there is a potion to break enchantments, which the healer can make for you. You must gather these ingredients. Flowers from the Rana's piece, green fur, fairy dust, a magic acorn, and flying water. Farewell, friend. I must return to my concentration. May the forest forever surround you. Okay, so she goes back into the tree, and you see an acorn fall slowly to the ground. So, pick up the acorn. There we go. We're at 129 out of 500. That's cool. Alright, so then we take this path and go straight across the whole way, as far as we could go. I don't believe we have to go. There we go. The roars of the waterfall fills your ears, and the cold spray dampens your face as you approach. Alright, so you could drink this water. I think at night is the only time it's magical. And I don't think we have, do we have any? No, we don't have any empty. We don't have any empty bottles, so we're going to have to come back. But you look for a good place to climb. That was almost too easy, just like climbing a ladder. You knock on the door 3 times. Voice from inside says, just a minute, just a minute. Please move away from the door. So you have to move away because it will knock you off. So you move like right here. There you go. And the stone doors smash you to the ground. Oh, hello. Go on in. Hello, how are you? Have we met before? I'm Ernie, the hermit. That's me. Me father was an hermit, and me mother was an hermit. So's I come by me job rightly. Don't have too many visitors, hermits don't, you know. Part of the job description. I'd like to see a new face, though. Good to hear another speaking beside meself. So's what can I do for you? So then, yeah, sit down and talk to him. His name. I'm Ernie. Ernie the 8th, I is. Me father was an Henry, and my father was an Henry, and his 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 father was an Henry, and everyone was an hermit. An hermit is one lives alone far away from them what talks too much or asks too many questions. Hermits are shy, quiet types which don't say much. And clearly you could tell he's going to say quite a bit with his sausage looking lips. Me brother Ari hardly says a word in a year. Me sister Hortense hasn't spoken since she was 6. I never talks at all. Yes, we hermits knows how to keep a mouth shut. ask about the cave. Well, it's dark and damp, and the waters roar, so there's not a moment's quiet. The ceiling drips, and the walls are slimy and always cold. But oh well, says I, it's home. Me family lives pretty far apart from each other. We're all hermits, you know. So you can ask about the falls. 'Tis here's what's called the Flying Falls. I've done some flying falls around here myself. That porch gets slippery sometimes. I know some magic. Erasmus the wizard taught me some spells. He's what put the spell on me ladder so's the brigands don't get up. Then what climbs the rocks gets a door opening in their nose. He's me friend. Erasmus and Fenris. Powerful wizard he is. I hear his house is something to see up north. We've been there, obviously. I don't make it out much, and he's pretty busy, so I don't see him too often. But when we do all get together, you can be sure we'll have fun. He loves to play his games, he do. Erasmus' favorite game is the Mage's Maze. I have to be a magic user to play it, though. Erasmus is awful good at it. Fenris is Erasmus's familiar, or is that the other way around? A call back to the joke where they were saying, "Oh, are you my familiar or am I your familiar?" You know. All right, spells. The spells, what I knows is pretty simple, maybe, but I like them. I can make me ladder show up and me door close, and even get rid of pests using the trigger spell. You see, it's the spell what sets off other spells. Like when you wants to see the ladder, you cast a trigger, and there you have it, large as life. Of course, you got to have a spell on the invisible ladder to make it visible first, but it's as its uses. I think I have a scroll with a spell if you be knowing some magic, that is. If you be wanting to learn a spell, I'll be pleased to share it to you. It's just getting molding in me hiding place. Do you want it? Yes. Let's see. How does Erasmus do it? Oh yes. He summons it with a trigger. Here goes. There you has it. So you pick up the spell. Scroll vanishes as you read it. And you now know the trigger spell. Right there. The star icon is your spells. Alright, so now we can ask about brigands. Nasty sorts they is. I sees them sneaking around the woods all the times. Other than the warlock, I has nothing to do with them. He's not so bad. Got a good sense of humor, he has. I get the giggles just to think of him. Hee 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 hee, baby. He's come by at times to chat. Borrowed the mirror what I borrowed from Erasmus, he did. A magic mirror of reflection it was. If you use it when a nasty spell was cast at you, it was what sent it back at the one who cast it. Do unto others, I says. Hee 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 hee. Alright. So now we know who has the mirror. We know what the mirror does. And we know who to use it on. Alright. And if you're in the forest at night, you could come here and you give him some food and he'll let you stay here. And because you can't stay in the forest and sleep all night, you can sleep an hour at a time. But if you sleep all night, you get eaten by a bear or some shit. Alright, so we can look around. It's an ancient Egyptian pot from the tomb of Ananha. Place to keep grain for Ermit's ale. Ernie always keeps a good supply of coal. The fire is down to a set of dimly glowing coals. You see a cot. The Ermit has all the amenities, including running water. Which, this is super cool. I really love this. How it kind of goes into it like a little trough. A little waterway here. I've always liked this design here. And when the first time I saw it, I always wondered what it'd be like to be a hermit, you know? I don't know. Call me crazy. I call myself crazy too, so it wouldn't bother me. But yeah, so you can look at, I just gave you a little example, kind of, several times actually, of how you can really use the the eye cursor and look at almost anything in this game and get descriptions. Because, like I said yesterday, games back then, you really couldn't tell what stuff was because the graphics weren't very good, and so they kind of just some of the stuff looked kind of like blobby, you know. So you really couldn't tell. Like you could obviously tell that this is water, and you could tell that this is some kind of vase, but you can't really tell that this is a pot of coals. And you could tell this is kind of like a fireplace or a fire pit because it's glowing a bit, and you can see that this is probably some kind of candle, and this is a really large cup. But you know what I'm saying? You can't always tell what things are. Like, what is this thing here? It looks like a dirty diaper hanging on a wooden peg. You really can't tell. So, all right. So then you have to get up, and you can leave. And he says, if you ever be needing a place to stay the night you're in the area, I could be willing to put you up for the night for some rations, food, and a couple of games of cribbage cards. All right. So let's go on down. You gain climbing doing this. And it doesn't even use that much stamina because it's a freaking ladder. So our climbing went up to 42. Our intelligence went up because we got the magic spell and we talked a lot to that guy. I haven't went through every single dialogue option for anybody yet except Erasmus and Fenris. Now the Hermit. But all the other guys, I just, to me, those are the more interesting characters in the game. So I want you to, not miss anything. So we're at 137 out of 500. Okay, so we're getting closer to 25% or so completion of the game. But we're an hour in now. So I'm probably going to just, like I said, did yesterday for editing's sake, probably give you guys a half hour to another hour of the game. And then I'm going to edit it and put it up as soon as I can. So these games, these nostalgia games and things like that, and the games in general are going to be up because it takes a little bit less editing than the other stuff. So they're going to be up the same day that they're played almost every time. Unless I have a backlog of things that I need to do for YouTube, like making new videos instead, vlogs, that kind of stuff. But other than that, these are going to be up as soon as I possibly can. All right. So what should we do now? What time of day is it? Sunset approaches. Uh-oh. All right. So let's go to the healer here. Because after sunset, she's not going to be there. Come on in. So you help the Dryad. That's nice. She does keep the forest around here healthy. So that's how to make a dispel potion, is it? Thanks for letting me know. All right. So then you go ahead, you give her the flowers, and then she tells you what you need left. Fairy dust, green fur, flying water, and a magic acorn. So you give her more flowers, so this way, when I go back to the Rana's piece, I can pick more flowers and get some money for it. All right, so now we can give her the magic acorn. Okay. Cool. Then we could give her the mushrooms here. And we can't get mushrooms when the fairies are there because they'll get mad and make you dance until you die from exhaustion. All right, so we're carrying 50 pounds of gear now because we got rid of a lot of stuff. We could carry up to 60 without getting a really bad backache.
Callie, no. No. No.
Do you need me? Hun?
No. She's just... I'm trying to fold clothes and she's trying to get up where I'm trying to fold them and put them. That's all. She's just being her.
All right. I'll be right back. I gotta go up and get laundry. Okay. So I had to go. I'm done with the laundry though for today. But okay, so we're exhausted from lack of sleep. All right, so let's finish this up here and head on over to the inn. And yeah, our stealth is max, so we really don't need to, except in situations where it requires it. All right. So we're in the inn now. This is, these are a race of people. They're cats. They're called Kata. They're okay. They're pretty cool. But they're more prevalent in the second game. Welcome, welcome, traveler, to the Hero's Tale Inn. Oh, I didn't read it fast enough. His name's Shamin or something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and sleep. So sleep heals and refreshes you. So it passes time. And that's it. It's morning. Let's go visit Baba Yaga. Oh yeah, this is where you practice throwing daggers. You can cast magic spells there too, which I actually should buy. Let's go. Buy some spells so we can start increasing our spell casting ability. This way it does more damage and things of that nature. It'll cost less magic power and... Alright, so... Alright, let's see what spells do we have? No, I need to know what spells we have. Let's see, we'll buy the flame spell, the open spell, and do we fetch? Yeah, there we go, fetch. Okay, that's right. I only had the trigger spell. All right, so you can talk to her, and it doesn't really tell you much. Her name's Zara. Domino's her familiar, little gargoyle imp-looking thing up on the pedestal over here. She tells you about the magic spell she has. The initiation, she tells you about the Wizard Institute, Technossery or whatever. Spielberg, you already know about all about the city pretty much. She'll tell you about the Baron and all that stuff. Most of these people have the Baron, have that in common because that's like the main theme. So they want to make sure you definitely get that done. All right, so we'll go over here to the alley real quick. There'll be a beggar here. This grubby place must be an alley. It feels strange here, colder than the rest of town. There are some barrels discarded here. A beggar holds out a bowl towards you. Alms for the poor. All right, so we give him some coins. Thanks. It's really tough trying to make a living begging in this town since the brigands started scaring all the trade away. This used to be such a nice place to live. My advice to you is not to take up begging. It just doesn't pay. And don't go out at night. You give a little bit more coins just to be nice. Alright, so ask him his name. His name's Sam. He's lived here for 5 years now. I think he'll be heading on once the pass clears of the snow. There's supposed to be some good begging towns to the south. Nice talking to you. Heard Samaria is a good place to be. It's by the sea. Think I'll head there after this. And that's the 5th quest for glory, is Samaria. So you can imagine that you're most likely to see him. This game is full of continuity stuff, and I love it. This is one of the first games I ever played, the series, where, things, there's continuation with the characters and stuff. And even though he's just a very minor character, there's still thought and stuff like that put into him. Okay, so we have 15 gold pieces now. All right, I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, he tells you not to drink the dragon's breath because obviously you'll be kicked out of the bar with nothing. All right, so I never had lost my armor before because I'm pretty sure that it was a glitch. So I am not sure if I fight and I don't have armor, if it's just going to automatically give me like a game over scenario. Alright, but we have to go to Baba Yaga's hut. And I know the cemetery's around here somewhere too. We don't even have to go there until nighttime. Okay, oh, here's where the meeps are. Cool. Alright, now, so these guys they're called meeps. They're rather silly. They have different colored patches of fur on them. And they're very nice, though. And I remember these guys pretty well. I'm pretty fond of them because, actually, when I was in 3rd grade, I went to a Catholic school, St. Joe's, and we, would have fundraisers and stuff. You know how schools have, like, fundraisers for candy and things like that? Well, we had fundraisers for magazines and stuff like that. And after you sold a certain amount, each level, you would get a different color little guy. And they looked exactly like these meeps. Like, I swear, it was like this game. They got that off of this game or something. Because they looked exactly the same. Their eyes shifted exactly the same. They were the same colors, and they were furry exactly like these guys. And so I always just had a really fond place in my heart for these guys. And so whenever I was selling those magazines, I was trying to collect as many of those meeps as I could. And I ended up selling the most magazines by far in the school. Like, I sold more magazines than my entire grade, which, at a private school back then was only like, 45 people or so. But still, I sold more than they did by far because I wanted to get as many meeps as I could. Alright. So, yeah, you'll see here. They'll give you some fur and they'll give you a scroll, I think. You hear squeaky muttering from beneath the ground. It seems the meeps are having quite a discussion about you. Hiya, pleased to meet ya. Alright. We are happy meeps living in our happy holes. Don't worry, be happy. We use rocks for doors that keep us dry and warm in our holes. We live in the tunnels under the ground, Hey, fur is good stuff. Keeps us warm. Mine's the best. It's like green, Oh, you want some green fur? I think I have some somewhere. So he just rips it out of his head. I found a scroll lying around in the woods one day. You want it? It's yours. Alright. That thing, I found it lying around in the woods one day. Gee, boss, I really don't know much about that at all. So he doesn't know anything about the brigands. Alright, so that's pretty much it from them. You pick up the green fur. You pick up the spell scroll. I think you might be able to get another thing of green fur. I think, maybe. No. It's not. I could have swore you were able to get the green fur 2 times. Either way, we got what we need there. We bring the green fur to the healer, I believe. Oh, let's get some more mushrooms. The goblin places. Oh. Okay. So, that's a mandrake root. And we'll need that for Baba Yaga, but we can't pick it during the daytime because it will just crumble. Mandrake roots are roots that only grow from graves. So there you go. I never actually casted the spell, and I wanted to see what it would do. It only lets you fight that certain amount that comes out initially. Alright, so what is our stam? 7 out of 51. But you see how as we're fighting, our max capacity for our health and our stamina and magic and things like that go up. So that's why I grind them out and stuff, you know. Alright. Let's go to Baba Yaga. How about that? Looking around, you get the feeling that this is not a very friendly place to be. Baba Yaga does not welcome strangers. You have to deal with me before you can enter. I like him. He's reoccurring too. But Baba Yaga is one tough magic user. If you're so stupid that you want to enter, perhaps we can make a deal. Baba Yaga's hut will squat if you say the rhyme. The hut will squat if you say, "Hut of Brown, now sit down." All the other skulls have glowing eyes, but me? No. I don't need lovely glowing eyes. Just open and close the gate. That's all I'm good for. But if you can give me a glowing gem for my eyes, then I'll let you in the gate. And that's where that gem from that Barugi guy came from. I'll ask where's a little gem or jewel that glows in the dark. You're the big hero, so go find one. Alright, let's save it here. You place the glowing gem inside the skull. I can see! I have eyes again! Yuck! Is that what you look like? Oh well, have fun visiting Baba Yaga, and good luck. You'll need it. I hope you can remember the rhyme. And there's been times where I've been here and I forgot to ask what the rhyme was. So, I just... because he stays under the ground, like, the whole time. And you don't want to get too close when you say it, because the hut will squash you. You hear the voice in your head asking, what is the rhyme? I'm not sure. Beauty, the alien from Venus, Hut of Brown. You tell the hut, Hut of Brown, now sit down. Look, pets, we have a visitor. Powers of night, shadows of day. Heed now my words, henceforth you stay. Your body's frozen by the power of the witch's spell. Well, dearies, what shall we have for supper today? Hero sandwiches? I had something more formal in mind. Ah, that's it. Frog legs fricassee. Now, how does that spell go? Hear me, O powers of Clatha and Mana. Turn my guests into a species called Rana. I learned that spell from Erasmus, kids. Doesn't it look delicious? Be still. Critics, we can't all be gourmands, I suppose. Now, oh soon-to-be supper, I don't suppose you have a name. You try your best to croak out your name, or at least let the witch know that you do indeed have one. As you make a feeble croaking sound, you try to nod your head. So you're the one who's trying to be a hero around here. Only good hero's a dead hero, I always say. But I do have a need for a brave fool. Are you brave? You make a little froggy sounds, trying your best to indicate your agreement. Well, if you're willing to do a small little teensy favor for me, I might reconsider having you for supper. I need the root of a mandrake plant that grows in the graveyard. Will you be as sweet and fetch me some? Anything but frog legs fricassee, you think. You croak your agreement to the task. I had my mouth watering for frog. Oh well. Hear what I say, and hear me right. Mandrake must be pulled at precisely midnight. This I tell you, and this I say. Return with the root ere the break of the next day. Hear what I say, and I know I don't lie. Bring back the root, or else you will die. So if you don't bring her back the root at midnight, you'll die. If you don't bring it back by the next day. I've been at the bed and died while I was sleeping. From a distance, you hear the witch insist, "Oops, I verily nearly forgot. Hear me, O powers of mana and more. Turn the fool back as he was before." As you contemplate the occurrences of the last few minutes, you conclude that you'd better find a mandrake root for Baba Yaga, and fast. Alright, so let's get a little bit of rest here. No. No, we don't want to do that. It's midday. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We're gonna go ahead and use, what is that? Oh, mana, vigor. That's the stamina potions. Drink one of those. Save it. Look at that, we're at 180 now. Crazy progress.
Okay.
Alright, we'll delete the 149. Alright. Now we can go and darn it. There we go. I didn't have enough magic power. Alright. Pick up their money. See how there's one extra goblin here than last time. So we fought 5. Yeah, it gets better. 6, 7, 8, I think, is the max. Luck, vitality, agility, strength, dodge is increased because we dodged a little bit in that fight on purpose just to get the dodge. Alright. So now we should probably sleep because I'm not drinking 3 potions. A little bit more. Yeah. The health doesn't really recover as fast from sleeping for 1 hour. Your stamina does because that is more recoverable in real life too. You know, you get tired from doing some hard work and you rest for a moment, and then you get back to it and you're fine. But your health, if you get punched in the face, if you stop and rest for about an hour, you still got punched in the face. That was the best way I could explain it, I guess. You shouldn't go around punching people in the face. Nope. Alright. So, cast open. The scroll vanishes even as you read the magical runes upon it. You now have the knowledge to cast a calm spell. Eat the fruit. Grab some flowers. And we really don't have to return here again. Unless we want to have more flowers to sell. I was going to go complete the other quest, but I can't because you have a feast at the end of it, and you get to sleep in the castle, and it automatically advances the day. And we don't want to advance the day because we need the night. we're trying to find the cemetery so we can park outside of it, and waste time till the night.
Hush. Stop it.
Wow, man.
Stop.
I always had the hardest time finding the graveyard out of all the locations. And I know it's somewhere around here. There we are. Alright. Boom, right here. Alright. What time is it? Sunset approaches. Alright, so go over here, go back up. Now there's ghosts. Whoop this little shit's ass. Alright. Night's still young. Too impatient to rest right now. I think it's still too early to get it, but we will save it and we will see. Undead potion, drink it. There you go. Now you're safe. You wrench the mandrake plant free from the tombstone on which it has grown. Somehow you thought this would be a lot harder. You wonder if you did this right. The root shrivels and twists in your hands until nothing is left. Astonished, you looked at your empty hands. Right. So that's a no-win situation there. So restore, and we'll try to sleep or throw rocks or something for a little bit of time. I was pretty sure it was too early, because when it's midnight, I think it says it's midnight. It doesn't say the night is still young. I think it says that around 10 p.m. the night is still young. All right, we'll spend some time throwing rocks. And if we were able to get back here easily, I would go to the Flying Falls to get the water at night, because when you could drink it during the day and you could collect it during the day, but it's not glowing, like it's not the magical its properties are from the moonlight or whatever, you know. All right, 103 pounds. We could carry 64 pounds. Wow, how much rocks? 90 small rocks. We have 45 pounds of rocks. All right, let's go. No longer over encumbered. There you go. Now back to Berber Yerger, so she doesn't kill us. Oh, the fairies at night. Yes. Okay. What's her stamina? Oh, max stamina. Nice. All right. So we're gonna talk to the fairies, get some fairy dust. Do we have an empty bottle? We do. So we have 2. All right, so let's go. Oh, looky, a human. What's it doing here? Yuck. Let's have some fun with it. And there, you can see how these are all in different colors. It represents just different random ones of these guys. Why is it always humans? Go away. You can't play. I think it wants to play with us. Human, do you know how to dance? How do you dance? Dance. Dance. Will you dance for us? Can you dance? Don't you want to dance? Yes. If you say no, they get pissed and start throwing like rocks at you or something. I don't know. I forget. But they make you end up dancing anyway, and then you like they're like surrounding you, so you end up going into their magic circle here. And if you go in their magic circle, they end up killing you. All he wants to do is dance. That's another little throwback there to music. Who sings that song? I don't know. Han,
What?
do you remember who sings that one song? All he wants to do is dance.
I don't know. Your tone is totally horrible.
My tone is totally horrible?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I have a great tone.
For a farm animal.
For a farm animal, I'll smack you upside the head with my tone. Farm animal. All she wants to do is dance. I think it's the same guy who sings Addicted to Love, maybe.
Oh, Peter Gabriel?
No. Might as well face it, you're addicted to love.
Yeah.
It's not Peter Gabriel. Man. Alright, guys. Come with me.
You know you're going to look it up. So
Of course I am. What do you think this is? Of course I am. Let's go. You guys are coming with me. Peter Gabriel. So we have two things to look up. First, Addicted to Love. Robert Palmer. Alright. So then what was the next
I
one?
knew who you were talking about.
All she wants to do is dance. Don Henley.
Don Henley. Yeah, I would have never guessed that.
And I did the right tone, too.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. When's the last time you've heard that song? Yep.
1985.
All right. Enlarge it for me. All right. There we go. All right. We danced for them and we messed up. All right. So let's dance. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of back and forth between me and my girlfriend like that. So where I look things up and we talk. Hopefully that stuff's okay with you guys. I think it makes the show more interesting. It's not planned either. I'm gonna eat some lemon heads. The tingling sensation's gone. That's from the undead potion. It wore off. Might as well face it, you're addicted to love. I can't play it because of copyright reasons, obviously. Or I would have, honestly. But copyright. I fucking hate copyright law. It's such garbage. Clearly, I'm not trying to sell you the song, right? Just talking about it. All right. So you dance. They gather around you, and then you could talk to them. magic. They make rainbows. We dance to make the flowers grow. We sing to make the colors. They're the prettiest things in the world. We just want to have fun. Fairies live in forests. Fairies are great. Fairy dust is very magical. Is that why you're here? Why should we give it any dust? It danced for us, didn't it? Why should we give it some dust? It's because you have a crush on it. Do not. Dewdrop's in love with a human. I am not. R2. If you love it, you give it some dust. Ick, not me, you. You. No, you. No way, you. Not me, you. Make Mikey do it. She'll touch anything. It's a play off of Life cereal, the Mikey commercials. All right, but you all owe me. All right, human. Hold out your hand and close your eyes. Because we're about to stick our dick in your mouth. No. You hold out your hand. What else could you do? No peeking. I think it's cheating. Let's just give it some dust. You need a bath anyway. You place the dust carefully away in an empty flask. Alright. So we could go ahead and get the dust again right now because we have a empty flask. Alright, and that's it. Kiss a tree for me. Okay. So now we have 2 flasks of fairy dust. Fairy dusts. That's not proper English. It still would be fairy dust. I see what they're doing. We're trying to make it plural, but dust is already plural. A dust. Alright. Health. We'll drink a health potion. So we have 1 flask free. Let's save it. So in case we run into the graveyard at night, which we don't want to do. Oh shit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see? It's not going to work. It doesn't reach. So you just got to run away. There's not... And then it runs you right to the graveyard. Awesome. Good stuff. Can we get the hell on the other side of the freaking forest, please? Oh my god. Save it. Make sure that, because I'm pretty sure I have till tomorrow at midnight before Baba Yaga decides to kill me. Alright. Pay. No, we want to sit down. See if we get a meal.
What, Callie? Well, right now I'm trying to get the TV to work.
You're not hungry. Oh my gosh. What is she doing over there?
I don't know.
Suddenly you hear voices seeming to come from everywhere at once. They all sound like Baba Yaga and they all say, "Where's my mandrake root?" Yep, see? Shit. I thought I had until the next day at midnight. I guess I only have until dawn. Right here. Oh, man. So an hour in this game is like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You tell the hut there was an alien from Venus whose body was shaped like a... Oh my god! I did not get that as a kid. How's that possible? That I couldn't rhyme Venus with penis. Ah. What's beauty? What is this rhyme? You tell the hut, for beauty I am not a star. There are others finer by far. But my face, I don't mind it, because at least I'm behind it. It's people in front that I jar. Alright, so let's go ahead and give them the correct rhyme. You tell the hut. Hut of brown, now sit down. Alright, let's go in. Give the ugly witch her mandrake root. Look at them sharp ass teeth too. I think she's supposed to be like a female ogre or something like that. Spirit of mist and creatures of bog. Transform my guest to the shape of a frog. She loves that. This I vow. Stay there now. Once again, you're a frog, and once again, you can't move. You find it very exasperating. Yum yum, froggy frappe. Did you bring me my mandrake like you promised? As you make a feeble croaking sound, you try to nod your head. Well, where is it? What's the matter? Got a frog in your throat? I suppose I'll have to turn you back into whatever it is that you were. Pity, you're much more appetizing this way. Whatever it was I were. She doesn't know what a human male is? Or is she just trying to insult me? Creatures of bog and spirits of fog, return the true form to this rather dumb frog. Now, did you put it in your backpack? Nah, I stuck it in my asshole, bitch. Ah, here it is. Just where I expected, right up your asshole. Kids, we have it. That's it, the final ingredient. Now we can make our greatest creation. Mandrake mousse. What's that, children? Do you think we should reward our lackey here? Very well, ex-frog. I'll let you live this time. Next time, though, it's frog legs for sure. So, go! What an awful creature to turn me into a frog, you say to yourself? Someday I must return the favor. Foreshadowing. That's what the magic mirror's for. And that's what we're going to find tomorrow. And that's when we're going to beat the game. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and edit this as quick as possible after I eat my pizza here. And you'll have it as soon as possible. And I'll see you on Madden on twitch.tv/thesmokerjoe show. And if you want, you can follow my daughter Callie. You'll see her like probably once a video or so. Her channel's Growing Up Callie. I appreciate all you guys, and have a great day.